Straight to it. It's pretty cold. It's not Scotland material, but it is cold enough. But which means I'm going to get straight to the point in this video. Diego Costa could win Chelsea the Premier League this year. They struggled in their performance against West Bromwich Albion. They were kind of matched in the midfield. Both of them come up against a team that really tried to dominate in that area. N'Golo Kante and Nemanja Matic couldn't get enough creativity in there. So what does Antonio Conte do? He introduces Cesc Fabregas in the 74th minute, and that proved to be crucial in their plan B in this game. And what that was able to do is create more space for the likes of Diego Costa to cause a problem in behind. And the guy is an absolute bully. He bullies defenders. If you watch his goal, this wasn't the most exciting game out of all the Premier League games I could talk about, which I'm going to get to, as you'll see in the title, talking about Leicester as well. But Diego Costa could win Chelsea this Premier League because with him up top, I know I stated I've been back and forth between him and Alexis Sanchez, who's the best player in the league. I think he's the best striker in the league at the moment, so I can safely state that. And one of the best in Europe, by the way. Don't take anything away from that. But when he's on form and he's not agitated by the problems going on, he's a nightmare for defenders. He bullies his way into the box and he puts the ball into the top corner and drags out 3 points from a really tough game. Something that Liverpool couldn't do is they dropped points to West Ham. That's them dropped a few points now in the last few games. That's going to come back and bite them. Whereas Chelsea, I stated this, they have a good run in of games coming up into the new year. They can go into the new year top of the table looking good. I mean, the team that's going to be chasing their tail is going to be Arsenal. They looked phenomenal again, and they actually proved even more so how much they've matured this year. Stoke City were all over them in the first 10-15 minutes. They get a goal from a penalty kick, dubious call in my opinion, but nonetheless, they go ahead. That's usually when Arsenal last season would crumble, and they maybe lose that game 2-0. Maybe even 3-1. It's happened in the past, but they proved resilient, and that's something that's really impressed me this year with Arsenal. So I have to give credit where credit's due. I thought that they fought their way to a victory and proved that they are going to be a worthy team right to the end, and it got rid of this whole myth about them closing the year out with dire form, seeing as their November points gained were pretty bad, their December points gained aren't the best historically. But I thought that they looked good, proving that they can get a result out in a game that they looked to struggle with in the first half. But the main talking point is like these specific players. If you watch how Leicester won the league last year, Vardy was crucial with phenomenal goal scoring ability. Yes, their midfield was dynamic and strong. Who does Chelsea have in the middle? They have a strong midfield. They have a plan B in Cesc Fabregas who can start, and it looks like he's getting back to that creative form that we know and loved when Cesc Fabregas was playing. He was very good in his game against Manchester City. And I think that with N'Golo Kante and Matic in there, they're very tough to break down. They're not conceding goals. They're proving that they can play this three-at-the-back style. And Diego Costa, with Hazard on his day, Diego Costa is a nightmare for anyone. No defender in the league can deal with him. No one. On his day. So those are the type of big players that are going to win teams titles. But you know who won't win a team a title? Sergio Aguero, because he's out. And now he's missing, 7 games already by the time he serves this ban. And look what's happening to his team. They needed a leader up top who could get them back into that game. They had no movement. They had no creativity. And that's not looking away from how dire they were defensively. Just shambolic. They conceded 2 goals in 5 minutes with 3 at the back. Chelsea conceded 2 goals in 7 games with 3 at the back. That proves that Pep Guardiola's new change, his creative style that he's trying to pose a question to Leicester, he played right into Leicester's hands. Regardless of how rubbish Leicester have been to this point in the season, Jamie Vardy's one of the quickest off the mark, best when he is focused at movement off the ball, one of the best in the league. Mahrez has got a touch of an angel, and they just sliced him open. And yes, people will look to how bad Manchester City were. But again, to jump off on another tangent, Leicester City were brilliant. That reminded me of the Leicester City that we know and love last year. They've lacked stability in the middle of the park. They've seeped, they've definitely leaked too many goals. But when they're on form like that and they're fearless, which is what they were, fearless, and that place, King Power Stadium's rocking, they could beat anyone. They could beat anyone. Manchester City were bad. They got Manchester City in an off day. But that was Man City in an off day, still trying to play their football, out-possessing them, Leicester had 24% possession, and were still able to be 3-0 up at one point over Manchester City, who spent millions and millions in their backline. So I thought that was a sign that this Leicester City team have to be looked at with the same level of respect regardless of their table position. So I think that covers the majority of the teams other than Manchester United, who crucial 3 points over Tottenham. And how symbolic is it of Manchester United's luck that they have Mkhitaryan play very well, smack home a beautiful finish that helped them get the 3 points, and then he's injured. But That being said, the silver lining is apparently Mourinho says it's only a week, he won't need surgery, so Manchester United fans can breathe a little easier. But Paul Pogba had one of the best performances I've seen in a red shirt in that game. He should have capped it off with a goal. I think the woodwork is still rattled at the moment from his free kick. And he's late surge and runs into the box. What happens when you have Herrera and Carrick as his safety net? He can wander all over. He can do what he does at Juventus. You don't need him back there working that box-to-box style. Have him play up a little higher up. And that doesn't mean that Herrera, as he proved today, can't join in the attack, can't add some attacking firepower. And Manchester United looked dangerous. I thought it could have been 2, but at the same time, Tottenham had a clear opportunity that they could have got back into the game. But I think that it was a deserved win for Manchester United, proven, again, this is not a surprise to me. They play well against the bigger teams. One of their best performances at home was against Arsenal. It's the smaller teams that they haven't proven anything to me, so I'm not going to make any outlandish claims for them at this point. I think that the winners again from this weekend are Chelsea, Arsenal, and Leicester City. Liverpool dropped points, and that's going to come back to bite them, I think. So Chelsea are still the front runners for me. And with Diego Costa angry, but not too angry, confident, but not too confident, and bullish, but not too bullish, they can win this Premier League. That's what I'll leave you with. Follow me on Instagram, Francis Maxwell Host, Francis_Maxwell on Twitter. As always, it's been a pleasure. Every Sunday, the Sunday sit down with me, yours truly right here, TYT Sports.